A very good morning to all my dear students. And I'm so grateful and thankful to the Institute to be associated with all of you on such a special day, that is Teachers' Day. And I've received all your beautiful wishes. So thank you, each one of you, and a very good morning. Pooja Kumari, thank you so much. Kunal Jain, Keshav Kothari, Samriti, Arjun, Sanjay, Pooja, Patel. Thank you, Sudhanshu. Thank you, Dharv, Harshita, Lakshita, P. Vishnu, Jyoti Gunjan, Madiha Khan. Good morning, Manvi, Diksha. Thank you, Mr. MD, Mohammad Sahil Khan. Thank you so much for your lovely words. Thank you, children. Thank you, all of you. And I hope the beautiful wishes that you have sent me on Teachers' Day, in return, I can give you lots and lots of blessings so that you all come out with the flying colors and you clear your CA foundation soon. And wish you again a good luck for this beautiful journey of determination and a great reputation. All right, so it's very difficult to take the name of 600 to 700 students, children. So don't worry, but still I have received your wishes. Thank you so much. Thank you, Priyanka. Thank you so much. Thank you, Tanishka. All right, children. So, and I'm glad to read we have revised chapter 1 and chapter 2. Both have been done very nicely. So applause for all of you who have revised. And one small topic was left. I hope you remember, children. I'm glad, Anshita, law has become easy for you. Thank you so much. Question number 37, section 37. Gunshita, we have a very important, interesting descriptive question from this mock test paper. So your section 37 will again get resolved query over there. All right. Okay, so one small topic was left from the last chapter before we proceed to registration of firm. Do you remember, children? Quickly tell me which topic was left so that we can start with that topic and we can proceed ahead. Thank you so much, children. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Ziba is absolutely correct. So let us first start with expulsion of partners. So that was one small topic which was left. And then after that, we'll proceed to our new chapter. Thank you, Ms. Neha. The feelings are mutual from my side also. All right. So children, expulsion of partner, we have already done admission, retirement, all these things were done. We were now heading towards the, let me just make it in F5, then we can open it. And today I have very interesting questions for all of you from your suggested answers. November 2020 and January 2021 paper, 2 papers we'll be discussing so that my students know how to attempt questions in partnership as well. Revocation, yes, Rohan Kumar, definitely we'll be talking about revocation of continuing guarantee also. Okay, Ekta Tiwari is still between section 19 and 22. So section 19, you have to remember the implied authority. Subject to 22 means although implied agency, relationship of mutual agency is present, we are free to have the authority to act in the powers of partnership, but still we have to take into consideration the restrictions that are given for our under the implied authority restrictions that are given to the partners. Okay. Okay. Thank you, P. Vishnu. All right. Yes, Gunjan Devi, section 36, 37, both will be covered in your suggested answers that we are going to do in a while. Balasajan Lakshmi is asking the queries. Balasajan Lakshmi, you can send your respective queries because last time I think we have done all the queries in the class itself. There were certain MCQs also. Those were also taken up in the class. So if today also you have certain queries, I'll give you the time in which you can make me note down your queries, or we'll try to finish up the queries today itself. So you can let me know and we can take it up over there. All right. Meaning of contract to contrary means, Ms. Himanshi, that's something which is different from what the agreement that we have made. All right. Now let's start with the topic of expulsion of partner because we have very, very important topics today and we have to complete 2 to 3 suggested papers also because it's the last day for your partnership we are meeting today. After this, we'll be meeting for the Companies Act. So it's important that we try to finish the syllabus and then we can come back to your queries as well. So expulsion of partner children, I told you last time also, expulsion is a very, very harsh word. It's not very easy to just get up and expel a partner from the firm. In order, expel का मतलब होता है to just ask the partner, come on, just leave my firm. You can no longer be a partner in my firm. It's not even death, it's not even insolvency, it's not retirement. It's a topic altogether different. Section 33 has to be applied very, very carefully only in the good faith of partnership firm. Now, what does it mean? Tomorrow, you, me, and ABC, three partners, we are together partners. ABC are partners with me. They cannot say that, Mr. A comes to me and tell me, ma'am, I don't like Mr. B's face. I somehow, don't gel well with him. So let's throw him out of the partnership. Section 33 gives us the powers to expel any partner at any point of time. So can we expel Mr. B just because we don't like his face? Or just because Mr. A is not having cordial relationships? Or even if A and B have two children studying in the same school and they are not happy with each other, that's why let's expel Mr. B outside the firm. Can we do so? Absolutely not. We cannot do so. We need a solid reason. It has to be exercised in good faith of partnership. So if there is a contract between the parties, if the agreement that we have made should be, number one, providing for the power of expulsion. So these are the important essentials which have to be present in order to expel a partner. The power of expulsion must be existing in a contract between the partners. Whenever the partners have signed and okay, no worry, Hari Om, Charasya, you can ask your questions later on. No problem in that. Okay, so power of expulsion means that first of all, we have to talk, like whenever ABC made an agreement, they should have given this power that, okay, fine, the partners have this power of expulsion in hand. Then only, children, this power of expulsion can be exercised. So my question to all of you is, if I have not included this power of expulsion in the agreement, can I exercise expulsion of partner? Can I expel any of the partner, even if it is by majority of the partners and it is in good faith? Then the answer is no. Okay, Abhinav, Ankit, we'll speak in Hindi also. I'll try my best to keep all of you engaged so that you can understand in Hindi also. Thank you, Miss Sagar Al-Rakha. Thank you so much. Okay, तो पावर ऑफ एक्सपल्शन का मतलब होता है, जो लोग हिंदी में समझना चाहते हैं, कि किसी भी पार्टनर को फर्म में से निकाल देना. तो वो कह रहे आसान नहीं है किसी को भी निकालना. ये पावर पहले तो हमारे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में एग्जिस्ट होनी चाहिए. तो अगर हमारी एग्रीमेंट में एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता है, हमने ये पावर दी नहीं है आपस में, तो क्या आप किसी पार्टनर को एक्सपेल कर सकते हैं? क्या आप पार्टनर को निकाल सकते हैं? द आंसर इज नो. So the first point is the power of expulsion. There must have been a written agreement between the partners that yes, हमारे पास ये वाली power है. Secondly, if there are four partners A, B, C and D, let's take E also. Now, due to some reason, in the good faith means firm की भलाई के लिए, we are doing it for the benefit of the firm, not just because of a personal grudges. There was something Mr. E has really done wrong in the firm and now we want to expel him. So children, if A, B and C has agreed, yes, fine, we can expel him, and the power was given in the contract between partners, can we expel E? Law says if majority of partners, majorly, out of 4, 3 have agreed. So 3 out of 4 have agreed, 75% have agreed, then yes, Mr. E can be expelled. But if it's only Mr. A saying, let's expel Mr. E because of certain reason, B, C and D are not in favor of that, then no, you cannot expel a partner. Majority of partners means more than 50% of the strength of partners should be agreeing to the expulsion. Then only the expulsion can be exercised. Let's take another example. There are 15 partners in a firm, and one of the partner, Mr. E, has really done something wrong. He has done embezzlement of cash. In accounts में घपला कर दिया. Firm के जो accounts थे inspect करते हुए उसमें cheating कर. Now, don't you think he has done something which is not in good faith? Something he has done to try create a fraud or kind of a breach of condition. As a partner, you have to fulfill the trust, mutual trust and faith between each other. So now if any of the partner has done such a step, and let's assume that these 15 partners have made the power of expulsion very clearly written in the agreement, any of the partner who does any act which we are not satisfied, we may expel. Now, when Mr. E was found guilty of this misconduct, it was decided that he should be expelled, and 10 partners agreed to his expulsion. However, 5 partners said no. Can we expel Mr. E? Yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am? Out of the 15 partners, yes, Ajit, power is equal to a right which has been given. So you have to tell me, children, can we expel the partner? Yes, Manvi Khanna, if partners have done something really wrong, it is touching the reputation of the firm, or something very harsh has been done, we have to give a very valid reason in order to expel him. Okay. Yes, ma'am, we can expel him. Excellent. Miss Pooja, MD, Ziba, Pratindya, Monu, Sakshi, Gunchita, Rohini, Pranav, Arshdeep. All of you are correct. Arshdeep, we are glad to have you back. You just disappeared in the last class. So we have still have another interesting question from your transferee thing that you were worried last time. See, ma'am remembers your queries. Anupama, Ishan, Megha, Ronit, Madhiha, Lisa, Tejashri, Jia, Meghna, Vivek, Dhwani, Kunal, Sayyid, Majid, all of you are correct, children. Yes, because the power is mentioned in the deed. Yes, Rohan Kumar, that is also correct answer. And another answer should be maximum. Yes, Bala Sajjan Lakshmi, excellent, because maximum majority of partners have accepted to be expulsion of Mr. E. Okay, Miss Sayama Khatoon, remind me when I send you the time for queries. At that time, please remind me of this specific query that you're mentioning. Okay. And I would appreciate children now, because it's the last class, start asking the relevant questions rather than just giving me the page numbers. Ma'am, please open this page and that page. Then it will take us, around 4 to 5 hours if I start opening each one's queries page. So try to ask the genuine questions. Ma'am, in this question, what is the answer for this one? Okay. And when I give you the time for queries, okay? All right. Yes, if partnership is not giving you the agreement, is silent about the power of expulsion, then we have to see how we have to root out in a different context. So it's very important that the power of expulsion must be given. If 5 partners and one is expelled and 2 are together and the other, yes, Mr. Aditya, if the majority is agreeing, then only you can expel, otherwise you cannot. Then Miss Maheen, you cannot expel him because it has to be done by majority of partners. All right. Dhwani, Miss Lakshmi, Tanishka, Sitanshu Yadav, all of you are correct. Okay, Sitanshu is writing something. Number of partners are equal. Expecting refusing was done wrong then. So number of partners are equal. All of them are ready to expel the partner. Then obviously majority is over there. Now all the partners have given their consent. All right, now let's see what another conditions needs to be fulfilled. So the very important point is the expulsion must be in the interest of partnership, means it should be related to something about a business. If the wives of partners are having a fight in a ladies club, does it have something to do with my business? Is in the interest of partnership. So it says we have to see whenever we are talking about expulsion, it should be in the interest of partnership. Partners to be expelled must be given a notice. So in a respective example, if I'm expelling Mr. E, Mr. E will be served a notice in writing. Information will be sent that, look, Mr. E, we are going to expel you from the firm. Why this notice is sent, children? Because we have to give an opportunity of being heard to Mr. E. Hindi wale bacche ye samajh sakte कि सुनवाई करनी होती है ना, जैसे आपको कानून में सुनवाई के लिए बुलाते हैं कि आपकी पेशी होगी, आप प्लीज आइए, अपने गुनाहों के लिए आप क्या सफाई पेश करना चाहते हैं कि आपको एक्सपेल ना करा जाए. तो इसी तरह से you have to serve a notice in writing to Mr. E that Mr. E, please come and represent yourself in front of us so that we can hear the story from your side also, so that we know whether we are doing the right thing or not. So first of all, it should be for the partnership firm. Notice has to be given and an opportunity of being heard. So if we just get up and say that majority of partners have agreed and we are expelling E without giving any notice, then the expulsion will be valid, yes ma'am or no ma'am. If we try to expel the partner without giving him the notice and majority of the partners have agreed, Abhinav, your answer was right. Miss Anushri, yes, definitely your answer is also correct. Okay. Yes, children, tell me, will it be valid? I said majority of the partners have agreed and now it is in the interest of partnership, but notice was not given to the partner. Expulsion is valid, yes ma'am or no ma'am? Fatafat say. Very good. All of you have answered no. Very nice. No ma'am, it's not valid. It's his right to be heard. Right. Samriti, Meghna, Anjana, Divya, Anushri, Astha, Pranav, Varshti, Paditya. Excellent. All of you are correct. Siddharth, Rohini, Dhwani Modak, Gauri. Correct children. चलो समझ आ गया. अब इसका फटाफट से एग्जांपल देख लेते हैं सेक्शन 63 का, सेक्शन 33 का. Let us quickly go to the study material. Now the example that we are going to do from the study material, children, is a very important example. It came straight away in an examination paper also. This question was there. Let me just open your study material. All of you have to open your study material. Chapter 2. Let's come to the last page, section 33. Okay. So here, these are the points that we just discussed. It has to be in good faith. Tests of good faith include three things. That is, it should be the interest of partnership. It must be served a notice and opportunity of being heard should be given. And a very important line, one of you just mentioned also, if it's not given, if the notice is not served, if it is not in good faith, then the expulsion is null and void. Null and void ka matlab kya hota hai? That means it's not valid. It will not be considered. So expulsion does not necessarily result in dissolution. Invalid expulsion does not put an end to the partnership. Even though partnership is at will, it will deem to continue as before. Ab iska matlab kya hai? Very important line. Did I say that expulsion, the firm will come to an end? It says no. The firm still continues to do the business. Expulsion does not mean dissolution. The firm can still continue to do their business. What is the meaning of dissolution? Today we'll be doing dissolution as well. So A, B, C were the partners in a partnership firm and they were doing business for many years. Who are the spouses? Spouses means wives of A and B. Spouses ka matlab hota hai husband or wife, opposite parties. Spouses of A and B had a fight in ladies club on their personal issues. And A's wife was hurt badly. उसको इतना बुरा लग गया कि मतलब बहुत गलत बोला B की वाइफ ने मुझसे. सो मिस्टर ए एंग्री हो गए सुनकर. उन्होंने कहा अच्छा अभी रुक जाओ जरा मैं इसको बताता हूँ. वो सी के पास गए और उन्होंने बोला बी को काम से निकाल देते हैं क्योंकि बी की वाइफ ने मेरी वाइफ को इतना हर्ट कर दिया. अब घर में तो वाइफ की चलती है. तो मिस्टर ए गॉट वेरी अपसेट. ही सेड शी विल नॉट सर्व मी फूड. Let's do something. Let's convince Mr. C and let's try to expel Mr. B from the partnership firm. So such an interesting घरेलू सी कहानी मूवी की स्टोरी आपको लॉ में उन्होंने दी है so that the interest gets created. Now what did the ANC did? B was expelled from the partnership without giving any notice from ANC. So now my future chartered accountants, all of you tell me whether this expulsion of a partner is possible. Can we do so? I want the answer from your side. Is it valid or not? Yes, we can do so. Why? No, we cannot do so. Why? यार ये एग्जाम फॉर्म्स कब निकलने हैं? ये सब एडमिन क्वेरीज. डोंट राइट इट हियर, ओके? No, it can happen. Definitely notice is necessary. Tanishka, that's right. So Kunal, Khushi, Namdeo, Khushi Kumari, Rahul, Suresh, Atharv are the correct people who have given the answers. So it says, yes, Lakshita, that is also correct. Personal reasons are no ground for your partnership expulsion. And secondly, the most important point that they have mentioned over here is, children, about the notice. I just now told you that if a notice is not served, then the expulsion becomes null and void. Now, how you have to write an answer for this one? See, they have study material has given you the correct answer also. They have framed the answer for you. First of all, you have to define a partner may not be expelled unless majority have agreed. Except in exercise of good faith, the power is given by the contract between the parties. Therefore, all these 3 points that we just did from the presentation, the power of expulsion must be there, majority of partners are agreed, and it must be in good faith. If these 3 conditions are not present, then expulsion is not in the interest of the firm. Therefore, now he is giving you the facts of the case. You will write that this is what happened. So, according to the test of good faith, वो कह रहे हैं कि good faith means firm के benefit के लिए अगर होना चाहिए था. In this respective case, expulsion of partner B is not valid. So I have 2 reasons for this, why it was not valid. Number 1, because the reason was not very justified. Ladies are having their fight on personal issues. You should be doing something for the interest of partnership firm. Maybe Mr. B is a very intelligent person. He was helping us in generating a revenue. Just because of a quarrel at home, we cannot just throw him out of the firm. Second reason is without serving notice, we cannot expel any partner. Any partnership expulsion happening will be null and void if notice is not served. And then he says further section 32, subsection 2, 3 and 4, which we have discussed earlier, will also be applicable to the expelled partner. He will be treated as the partner who is retiring. All the liabilities till the date public notice is given. Similarly, till the date of expulsion, that partner continues to be remain liable for the actions of the firm. समझ आ गया? ये एग्जाम्पल अच्छे से पढ़ लेना. आंसर आपको पता लग गया किस तरह से लिखना है. It's a very important question. And now we'll proceed on a topic first, and then we'll try to jump in back to this mock test papers. All right, children. So I have received your answers also. All of you have given the correct answer because it was not in good faith is the correct answer. Good. Miss Kumari, Miki. All right, Jyoti. Avinash, Kansar. Fine. Himanshi, Arshdeep, Vagdevi. Yes, the opportunity of being heard should also be given. Very good. Notice ही नहीं दिया तो opportunity to heard chance ही नहीं आया ना. So Hini Das, yes, you can write the answer in this language also. It's correct. All right, fine. Anshita, Ditya, all of you are correct children. Siddharth Kumar. Mr. Sheikh Gusulla, disputes. What disputes are you asking? Yes, if there are any disputes means लड़ाई झगड़ा. अगर उनकी आपस में they are not having cordial relationships among them, they are having fights. So disputes is basically fights between them. Mr. Kami Kande, thank you so much. We're glad to have you back in the class. Lakshita ma'am, what happened? 50% of the partners have agreed to expel. Lakshita, then see, majority has to be seen. So at least 51. If most of the partners have agreed and that there is a valid reason, then definitely you can go with that as well. Okay, Mr. Faizan Pathan, that's correct. Now, children, the topics to be covered in the topic in the last chapter will be affecting of registration. The modes of affecting registration means how the firm needs to get itself registered and what happens if the firm is not registered. And finally, we'll talk about the dissolution of firm. Now, registration of firm is a very, very easy as well as interesting topic. It tries to tell us, first of all, we have to remember that registration of firm is not compulsory. You may get the firm registered, you may not get the firm registered. It does not matter, but there are certain benefits. There are certain benefits that are given to a firm which is a registered firm. And then you cannot avail those benefits if you are not registered. So section 58 and 59 will typically tell you about how the registration of firm has to be done. What are the various ways of getting the firm registered and what all formalities needs to be required to be fulfilled in order to get your firm registered. So 2 things we have told you. Number 1, it's not compulsory to get the firm registered. Number 1. Number 2, if your firm is registered, then certain benefits are given to that respective firm. So let's try to register our firm today. So Mr. A, B, and C have decided to open up a partnership firm, and they thought that we have attended law lecture taught by Harleen ma'am, and she told us that section 58 tells us that if your firm is registered, you will get certain benefits. So Mr. A and B, C read section 58 and they decided to get their firm registered with the registrar of firms. First point, you have to remember that every state have their own registrar of firms. So if they are in Delhi, they will get themselves registered with Delhi registrar of firms. If they are in Punjab, then they'll get themselves registered in that respective state registrar of firms. So every state have their own registrar of firms, and you need to file your application with the registrar of firms of that particular state. So what all needs to be filed? Number one, a statement needs to be filed having the following details. A statement means an application. कभी भी आप कोई registration कराने जाते हो तो application form लेकर जाते हो ना. अभी recently आप सबने आधार cards बनवाए थे अपने, so you had to fill the application forms. So whenever you do such kind of task, you have to get a statement which is known as an application, needs to be filled in. So ABC took an application from the registrar of firms, and what all details needs to be filled in that are, number one, the firm's name. So we decided to keep the name AB and Company. So this is the name of the firm. So we should write the name of the firm. We decided to open the business in Delhi. So we should write the place of business, that is Delhi. Name of the place where the business is being carried on. First is place of business and all the places where we'll be doing business. Are we doing it in different cities? Are we doing it in a particular state? Are we doing it in a particular place in that city? Whatever are the places where the business will be carried on must be mentioned in that application. Date when the partners joined the firm. So today we are going to start a firm. So 5th September 2022 is the date when we all decided that, okay, fine, let's start the partnership firm. So it's very important to mention the dates when the partners joined the firm. Now say for example, ABC ने तो 5th September को join करा and ये इस दिन application देकर अपना registration करा रहे हैं. So after 10 days, if Mr. D has joined the firm, so his joining date will be 15 September 2022. So do we need to obtain a fresh registration? Yes or no? Let me test your knowledge. So there is another partner who is joining the firm. Sakaldeep Paswan, bona fide means for the benefit, आपके फायदे के लिए होना चाहिए. अगर फर्म में से किसी को निकाल रहे हो तो क्या आपको कोई फायदा है उसमें? क्या वो फर्म की गुड फेथ के लिए कर रहे हो या सिर्फ अपने पर्सनल ग्रजेस के लिए कर रहे हो? So bona fide means we have to see it should be for the benefit and in the good faith. All right, thank you, Mr. Sheikh. Yes, I forgot my question. Yes, now coming back to the question. So Mr. D has joined on 15 September. So is it okay? Do we need to obtain a fresh registration? Yes or no? Sudhanshu Shekhar, any place that you have been expanding your business? Say I'm opening in Delhi, so Delhi's name must be mentioned. I want to open my offices in Goa and Bombay and Pune also, so mention those places also where I'll be carrying my business. Okay, Miss Sidra says no ma'am because the firm is already registered. Miss Tuti also say no ma'am. Lakshita says no ma'am because registration was done. Okay. So all my dear students, Meghna says anyone can be admitted later on. So I will just explain you one more point and quickly your answer will change. So thank you so much for sending the wrong answers. That means you still need to be clear on this point. No, not to worry. So Mr. D has joined now, children. I told you that all the partners who have joined the firm, their date I am mentioning in the registration application. And I'm also giving full name and address of the partners. Have I given the name of Mr. D? You are saying, ma'am, no fresh registration will not be required because ABC were already registered. But my dear students, is this Mr. D also registered with the firm, with the registrar of firms? Yes or no? No, ma'am, Mr. D तो अभी आया है. उसका name तो हमने दिया ही नहीं. So very important point, whenever a new partner is admitted into the partnership firm, a fresh registration has to be taken. Then only he will also get registered now. So if 15 September Mr. D has joined, in such a case, if the firm wants to take the benefits of registration, then it should obtain a fresh registration, and intimation needs to be sent to the registrar of firms that please include Mr. T also as our partner in the partnership. अब समझ आ गया जिन्होंने नो भेजा था उसका आंसर यस है, एंड विद रीजंस यू हैव अंडरस्टूड, ग्रेट. एंड ड्यूरेशन ऑफ पार्टनरशिप. ड्यूरेशन ऑफ पार्टनरशिप मींस टाइम पीरियड, कितनी देर के लिए हमारी पार्टनरशिप चलेगी. सो इफ माय पार्टनरशिप इज फॉर 10 years, what kind of partnership is it that? Is it a particular partnership, partnership at will, fixed partnership? What partnership is that? So all of you send mixed answers for that, so it's okay. Arshdeep, Sanjana, Priyanshu, Kunal, Sakaldeep, Palasachin, Lakshmi, Priyanshu, Sagar, T. Vishnu, Megha, Tapti, all of you are correct, children. Now give me the correct answer for this one. I have decided to open a partnership firm with you for 10 years. What will be known as this kind of partnership is known as particular partnership, limited liability partnership, or general partnership, or fixed partnership, or partnership at will. What do you call that? Great. So all of you know it's fixed partnership. Very nice, Anushri, Tejashri, Soumya Bhatt, good. Khushi, Jia, Kumari Miki, Khushi Namdev, Vasta, Sidra, Stut, Varda, Pranav, Sudhanshu, Ankit, Ronit. All of you are correct. Sonali Gavde. Nice. Good, children. So now it's a fixed partnership. So don't you think that this kind of duration should also be mentioned in the application? So law says if it's a fixed partnership, please mention the duration. Like in our particular example, 10 years was the duration. If my partnership is silent about the number of periods, then yes, it is a partnership at will, mention about that. If it is for a particular event, particular business that I'm doing, then you should mention that particular business. Good, all of you are correct. All of you have sent the correct answer for the fixed partnership one, so it's correct. समझ आ गया सबको. हमने दो चीजें यहाँ पे समझनी है. रजिस्ट्रेशन ऑफ फॉर्म में एप्लीकेशन फाइल करनी है. ये 6 कंटेंट्स होने चाहिए एप्लीकेशन में. In case a new partner is joining, a fresh intimation needs to be sent to the registrar of firm so that his name is also included. Now, what does section 59 teaches us? When the registrar is satisfied that everything has been compiled, he will make an entry in the register, which is called Register of Firms, and will file the statement. Now, ABC went to this registrar and they said that we have filed an application. This application was given to the registrar of firms, and this registrar will simply record an entry in his books of accounts. He will make an entry that, okay, fine, this A, B, and company is now a registered firm, and will issue a certificate of registration. Simple. Section 59 सिर्फ दो चीजें बताते हैं. रजिस्ट्रार ने ये देखना है कि everything has been compiled. Yes, everything has been given correctly. All the place of business, name of partners, everything is mentioned. Then fine, he will record an entry and will give a stamp and will issue a registration of certificate to the firm. So this is what actually happens. A kind of stamp, you can see firm and company registration, thappa lag jata hai registered ka. 58 needs to be complied about compliance, recording of the statement in register. Section 59 tells you, and finally a certificate of registration is given. This is known as when the registration is complete. And this is how your certificate of registration actually looks like. If you can see, the name of Act is given, Indian Partnership Act 1932, registration number is mentioned, the name of the firm is mentioned, cargo pack is the name of the firm, what date it was started, which is the place. If you can see, Navi Mumbai, Thane, Maharashtra, this is the full address you have to give where the firm will be operating, the date from which it has been registered. And the signatures of Assistant Registrar Mumbai has been given, because I told you if it is in Mumbai, Maharashtra wali state mein hi wo registered ho. Samajh aa gaya? Everything is clear now for registration. Section 58, 59, and finally a certificate of registration is given. So now this ABC Associates, AB and Company is a registered firm. So now let us see what happens. Now he has given you in the negative sentence that what happens for the non-registration. Or you can say what are the benefits given to the registered firm. आप ऐसे भी learn कर सकते हो. What are the benefits given to the registered firm? So what all are the benefits? जो यहाँ पे नॉन रजिस्ट्रेशन के नुकसान है वो उसके बेनिफिट्स हो जाएंगे अगर आपकी फर्म रजिस्टर्ड. So now let's do it in the opposite sense. Non-registration means if ABC is not registered, then what are the disadvantages? What are the problems that happen? Consequences means the results of non-registration. If you are not a registered firm, then what all problems do you face? Number one, it says no suit can be filed by the firm or other co-partners against the third party. Now, who is this third party? All my students have learned in my previous session, relationship of partners with third parties, that whenever we open up a firm, we are always dealing with the outsiders. These outsiders with whom we are dealing are known as third parties. So ABC are having a regular dealing with one of the person. They are into business of electronics and this partnership in electronics appliances. And this Mr. P is a regular dealer who supply them the appliances. And they have made an advance payment, and once Mr. P failed to supply them the appliances, a huge payment of 1 or 2 crores have been made, and Mr. P made a default in sending the items. Now a crores amount is involved, and this Mr. P has committed a fraud. He is not willing to send the items, and he has done something wrong. So as a man of ordinary prudence, as a wise man, आपको क्या लगता है कि फर्म को केस नहीं करना चाहिए? फर्म को एक्शन लेना चाहिए मिस्टर पी के खिलाफ कि मिस्टर पी ने हमारी पेमेंट नहीं करी है या फिर हमें सामान नहीं दिया, थर्ड पार्टी है. सो लॉ बोलते हैं अगर आप रजिस्टर्ड नहीं हो ना तो आप केस नहीं फाइल कर सकते थर्ड पार्टी के अगेंस्ट. ना ही फर्म कर सकती है, ना ही को पार्टनर्स कर सकते हैं. नो सूट कैन बी फाइल्ड बाय फर्म और बाय को पार्टनर्स अगेंस्ट द थर्ड पार्टी. कितना बड़ा डिसएडवांटेज. अब मैंने एबीसी एसोसिएट्स खोली, मैंने रजिस्ट्रेशन कराई नहीं और ये मिस्टर पी ने मेरे लिए प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर दी, पैसा मेरा खराब हो गया. कैन आई टेक एन एक्शन? Law says any other action you can take, but you cannot take a legal action because you're not registered. You should have got your registration done if you are so concerned about taking cases against third party. So number one thing you have to remember is that you cannot file a case against the third party if your firm is not registered. No relief to partners for set-off of claims. Now partners had to pay some money. Say for example, I have to pay you 1,000 rupees and you have to pay me 2,000 rupees. So generally मैं क्या बोलूँगी यार, मैंने 1,000 देना है, आपने 2,000 देना है. Why don't you just give me 1,000 rupees? Minus होकर ऐसे ही होगा ना. Set off of claims means adjusting the amounts. Law says you cannot set off the claims if you're not registered. If your firm is not registered, then this setting off of claims, dividing the amounts, adjusting the amounts between themselves is not allowed if your firm is not registered. Third disadvantage is, you can also write down, children, we are doing disadvantages of non-registration. एक मैंने आपको बता दिया था ना, एक तो advantages हो सकते हैं of registration और disadvantages of non-registration. ऐसे भी examiner आपको पूछ सकता है. Aggrieved partner cannot file an action against the other partner or the firm. Who is an aggrieved partner? Aggrieved person का मतलब क्या होता है? With someone with whom you have done a cheating, somebody who is angry and wants to take an action against you. Now say for example, one of the partner has really done wrong things in the firm and the other partners want to file a case against him. But law says first go and get yourself registered. Even at that time, you can obtain a fresh registration and then only you can file a legal action. आप कोर्ट में थर्ड पार्टी या अपने पार्टनर्स के अगेंस्ट भी एक्शन फाइल नहीं कर सकते हो अगर आप रजिस्टर्ड फर्म नहीं हो. In English, unless and until you are not registered, you cannot take a legal action neither against the third party nor against the partners among themselves. You have to get the registration done and then only you can file an action against the other parties. However, just see such a major disadvantage. Third party can always sue the firm. If you fail to pay money to Mr. P, he will not see whether you are registered or not. Third party can always take an action against the firm. So if I give you an example, ABC Associates is a firm which is not registered firm. ABC Associate is a firm which is not registered. So number one question, can ABC file an action against third party? No, ma'am, he cannot file. Can the partners set off the claims? No, ma'am, they cannot set off the claims because they are not registered. Can A and B and C take an action against each other? No, they cannot take an action because they are not registered. Can third parties take an action against them? Yes, ma'am. Even if they are not registered, third parties can still drag you to the court, even if your firm is not registered, in case you do something wrong with the third parties. So wrong कैसे होगा? आपने third party का पैसा नहीं दिया, आपने third party को सामान देने में देर कर दी. So any can be the reason. Third party can still sue the firm, even if you're not a registered firm. Clear, children? Important points हैं, समझने जरूरी हैं. Before we jump to test your knowledge, let us do these points from the study material, because there is a very important case study which we have to do from the study material. This is the chapter that we are doing, my dear students: mode of registration, consequences of non-registration. So the first topic we have already covered, the registration of the firm, and this is the part of your second half, dissolution. कैसे होता है, कब होगा, क्यों होना चाहिए, क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए. In the second half we are going to talk about this. So these are the all points which we have discussed. Important point while filing the statement for registration, you have to remember the statement. Each person signing the statement will also verify. Why do you need to verify? If you are a partner in my firm, won't you check whether my full address is given correctly, whether my name is correct, whether the spellings are correct? Check everything and then sign. The words crown, emperor, empress, government से related कोई words, king, queen, these are not allowed to be used in your partnership form. So if I say ABC Crown Associates, nahi bhai, nahi allowed. क्यों नहीं allowed? These are related to your traditional kings and queens kind of name. You cannot include these kind of names. Or patronage of government, approval of government is required if you try to include such kind of expressions or words. Except when the state government signifies its consent to the use of such words as the part of firm name by order in writing. In case you really want to use such kind of words, you have to take the approval from the state government. Then only in writing you have to take the approval. Then only you can use such kind of words. So ये important point है remember करने के लिए. What all cannot be included in the firm's name: king, queen, royal, empire, empress, emperor, crown. Any words relating to the approval or sanction of government से related, कोई national emblem का sign नहीं use कर सकते आप, flag से related कोई चीज नहीं use कर सकते. ये सब हमारी heredity, हमारी उसको heritage को belong करती है, हमारे country को belong करती है. You cannot use them as a part of your firm's name. Subsequent alterations in the name, place, and constitution may occur during its continuance, should also be registered. So my students know now, we just did an example. Subsequent alteration का मतलब होता है बाद में, registration of firm के बाद अगर आपकी firm में कुछ भी changes होते हैं. Constitution of firm कब change होती है? कोई partner join कर रहा है, कोई छोड़कर जा रहा है. आप पहले बॉम्बे में बिजनेस कर रहे थे, अब आप किसी और आप दिल्ली में कर रहे हैं, तो दिल्ली में आपको न्यू रजिस्ट्रेशन देना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज एवरी स्टेट हैज देयर ओन रजिस्ट्रार्स एंड यू हैव टू गेट अ फ्रेश रजिस्ट्रेशन. All right, and now section 59 also we discussed. This is a very important penalty point which you have to remember. If you fail to give the statement as per the time limit given under section 59 subsection 1A, 58 subsection 1A is the time period is mentioned over there. If you do not file your application within that time period, then 100 rupees per year penalty is charged. So examiner can give you a 2 marks questions. What is the amount of penalty that can be charged if you make any delay in filing the statement as per the time period? So simply you have to remember, if there is a statement to be filed is not delivered within the time period given under 58 subsection 1A. Time period diya kahan hua hai? 58(1). They have not mentioned what is the time period over there. However, if you have not made that as per the time period, 100 rupees penalty per year will be charged. All right. These are the 4 points that we just discussed. Section 69 talks about the disadvantages which are given if your firm is not registered. Exceptions. Exceptions ko all the students will mark very, very important. What all are the exceptions given over here? Exceptions means non-registration of firm does not affect the following rights. Now, in these 5 points, whether you are registered or not, it does not matter. So 1 point we anyways did right now only, that third party can still take an action even if you're not registered. In case of an unregistered firm, third party can still take an action. So right of third parties to sue the firm is not affected. Clear ho gaya? Right of partners to sue for the dissolution of the firm or settlement of accounts or for realization of property. अब वो कह रहे हैं कि partners को you told them that you cannot file a suit if you're not registered. But in case the partners want to dissolve the firm, say ABC partners have decided to end the firm. Now, when you dissolve the firm, what needs to be done? Your settlement of accounts will be done. Your partners' profits, capital, everything needs to be given back. So if any of the partner faces any problem in settlement of the accounts, you can directly go to the court. You don't have to see whether the firm is registered or not. In case the firm has been filing a dissolution, then you can sue the partners for the settlement of accounts. उसके लिए registration होना जरूरी नहीं है. समझ गए? Power of an official assignee or court receiver to release the property of insolvent partners and file an action. So I told you one of the partner has become insolvent, then whole his property will be lying with the official receiver or of the official assignee. I taught you, whenever you become insolvent, a court will appoint an official assignee and all your property will be lying with that official assignee. Now that official assignee is going to sell your property and dispose of your liabilities. This is what happens. Now, in case this official assignee wants to file any action for taking this property of insolvent partner, that also can be done. No registration is compulsory. So official assignee can exercise the power to release the property of insolvent partner. He can even take an action in the court for this realization. No registration is compulsory. And right to sue or claim a set-off for the value not exceeding ₹100. Now, this is very interesting. I have to pay you ₹100 and you have to pay me ₹100. Knock off ho jayega? Neither you will pay me nor I will pay you. As a partner, I have to pay you ₹1,100 and you have to pay me ₹1,200. So ₹100 knock off hokar, each other have to pay 1,100 to each other. Or you can say 10,000 rupees I have to pay you and you have to pay me 11,000 rupees. Now ₹100 set off is allowed. Balance amount of 10,900 has to be still paid by Mr. A to B and B to A. So amount up to ₹100 set off of amount is allowed, but any amount beyond that has to be paid by the partners and the other partners cannot claim a set off. Only set off is allowed for ₹100 in that. Clear ho gaya? So 10,900 इसका बन जाएगा and यहाँ पे इसका 9,900 बन जाएगा. ₹100 set off claim हो गया. And now you pay me 9,900 and then I'll pay you 10,900. Right to file is sued by legal representatives or heirs of the deceased partner for the accounts of the firm or realization of the property. The way official assignee can take an action for insolvent partner's property, similarly, if partner has died, his legal representatives can still take an action against you if you have not settled his accounts. So let's assume there was a partner, Mr. A, who has died, and wife of A, Mrs. A, now wants all the settlement of account of Mr. A. She said, Mr. A has died. She went to the firm. Please clear all my accounts. Whatever amount and share of profits were due to Mr. A, you have to give it to the legal representative. Let's say Mrs. A is the legal representative. यही पढ़ा था हमने death of partner में. Legal representative is not liable for any acts done after the death of a partner. And if the liability accrued during the lifetime, then only legal representatives will be liable. Similarly, legal representatives also have the right to take all the share of profits that were belonging to the partner who has died. Now, if ABC Associates is not paying share of Mr. A to Mrs. A, she can still file an action even if the firm is not registered. She don't have to wait for any registration. If you don't pay my money, legal representatives for the accounts of the firm and for the property of the firm legal proceedings can be taken. They can file a suit even if the firm is not registered firm. Clear ho gaya, students? So these 5-6 points of exceptions are very, very important and very interesting. So फटाफट से revise कर लेते हैं हमने क्या पढ़ा. If you are not registered, you cannot take an action against the third party. You cannot take an action against each other. Setup of claims is not allowed. Setup of claim का मतलब होता क्या है? Neither the firm nor the partner can claim any set off. Means adjust करना amount को आप नहीं कर सकते. Up till ₹100 is allowed. Okay, so ₹100 of amount. If any action is brought against the firm by third party, then neither the firm nor the partner can claim any set off. Say, for example, third party has to pay me money and I also have to pay. So pay the money and wait for the other party to pay you. You cannot do the knockoff of the entries is not allowed. Only up till ₹100 adjustment is allowed. Partners can also not file a case against each other. However, third party will always take an action. So what are the exceptions? Non-registration key. Third parties will always take an action, whether you are registered or not. Insolvent, official assignee can take an action against you. Death of a partner, legal representatives can take an action against you. Partners can take an action in case of a dissolution of firm. And the last one is right to claim the set off up till ₹100 is allowed. All right. So I give you 2 minutes. Just read this example number 1 given in your study sheet. Meanwhile, I'm going to check your queries, if any. Yes, Priyanshu, a fresh registration will be required if you still want to continue after 10 years. Arshdeep, again, the answer remains same. Whether the partnership is at will, whether it's a fixed partnership, you have to decide. It's not compulsory. It's an option given. If you want to avail these benefits, then you can get the partnership form registered. Thank you, Vaishnavi Sharma. Yes, Mr. Ustad Singh, depending upon the implied authority, I told you arbitrator. You cannot go to the arbitrator. Section 19, subject to provisions of section 22, remember? So you have to refer to that provision. Which second option, Mr. MD? I hope now your point is clear. If third, wow, Miss Priya Pandit is asking if third party is not registered. Do you really need to see whether the third party, whether my dealer who is filing a case against me, he is registered or not? Come on, children, we are talking about the partnership firm. फर्म रजिस्टर्ड है या नहीं ये देखना है. थर्ड पार्टी जो एक्शन ले रही है वो रजिस्टर्ड है या नहीं ये नहीं देखना. गुड जीवा. यस मिस अंजना, दैट्स करेक्ट. Mr. Rohan Kumar is also asking third party is registered. If third party is a partnership firm, then yes, it should be registered. Here we are talking, assuming a third party is a dealer who is dealing on a continuous basis with us. Miss Netra Jaiswal, thank you so much. Miss Arshdeep, is it a partnership firm? Just go and check it out. Then only that word king can be included. A sole proprietor, we're talking about partnership firm. And I told you, even if such words are included as a king, queen, then approval of state government has to be taken. Yes, Sudhanshu Shekhar, any late registration of an entity is charged. Time period is given under section 58, subsection 1A. From time to time, the provisions keep changing. So whatever as per the recent time period is mentioned, within that time period, it has to be done. Miss Shivangi Ben, don't worry, all the notes will be there available for all of you. अभी पढ़ लेते हैं and बाद में आराम से जब आपने self study करनी है, PPT 1, 2, 3, everything I will upload for you, all of you. Okay, don't worry about that. Miss Manvi Khanna, this is the question that we're going to do in a while, so that point will get clear. Thank you, Mr. Atul Agarwal. Oh, that's nice. Mr. Abhinav Kumar, we can do something. That's great. Okay, now all of you have read. I have taken up your queries also. Meanwhile, a company is registered firm. So what is happening now? The question for our consideration is whether the suit is maintainable. Now give me the answer for this one with reasons. Have you read it? No, because entering new partners does require fresh registration. Miss Sagar, absolutely correct. Miss Saima Khatun, we will answer that. First, let us understand what is happening in this particular case. A and company is registered. That means, children, here he is talking about the registered firm when we have written the word registered. Now, one of the partner has died. Manvi Khanna, you were asking about death. Now pay attention. Yes, Miss Saima, they can go to the court for dissolution. Section 40 to 44 will specifically cover your answer. Exceptions. Okay, we'll do that. Now pay attention, children. None of you, I think, have you read this question? Now give me an answer. I asked, no one has given the answer. So pay attention, all of you. A has died. So do you think A, B, C were registered? Will my registration certificate has any impact? One of the partners has simply died. Do we need to obtain a fresh registration? Losses B and C are already continuing the same business and they want to take an action against Mr. X. Since the firm is already a registered firm, fresh registration is not required. A suit can be filed by the remaining partners for any subsequent dealings without notifying the registrar of firms. Changes in the constitution of the firm, the remaining partners can take an action and the firm, though the firm was not registered and no notice was given to the registrar, then also it's absolutely fine. So in case of death of a partner, intimation is not important. So in the test applied, suit maintained by or on behalf of the firm which has been registered. Therefore, B and C has filed a case against X and on behalf of the company is a maintainable suit. Maintainable suit means, yes, ma'am, this is a valid filing of case. But if a new partner was admitted without fresh registration, now you all know a new partner, Mr. D, his name has to be entered in the register of firms. We have not entered his name. Therefore, in the second requirement, the person suing means the person is the people who are appearing in the register of partners. There only B and C, his name is appearing, D is not appearing. Firm means collectively Mr. B, C and D. Therefore, all the partners in the firm on the date of filing the suit should be filed with the registrar of firms. So we can conclude that if a partner has died, fresh registration is not required. If a partner has joined the firm, then yes, ma'am, fresh registration is not required. All of you write down the summary. In case a partner retires or has died, in that case, fresh registration is not compulsory. Public notice has definitely to be given, right, in case of retirement. However, if a new partner is joining the firm, then we must obtain a fresh registration. Then we must obtain a fresh registration in order to file a case against the third party. All right, now let's take a small break over here and then we'll continue with the dissolution of firm. All right, students, I have gone through your queries, and once again, thank you to everyone, those who have sent beautiful Teachers' Day's wishes. Thank you, Sitanshu Yadav and all others. Bala Sajan Lakshmi, yes, section 38, revocation of continuing guarantee, I think you're mentioning. We'll definitely take up that as well. Let me just pick up the sections that you all have mentioned. Pratinda is asking, what is the principal place of business? So the principal place means the actual real place where you're running your business, where you're carrying your business from where you are operating. So if I have set up my major business in Delhi and I have branches in Bombay, Pune, so my principal place of business will be Delhi. Jyoti Manji, subsequent means later on. बाद में अगर आप कोई changes करते हैं अपने form में, that is the meaning of subsequent. Miss Maheen Begum, you're asking two partnerships can have dealings or they can form partnership. So if you ask me two partnerships can together form a firm, then yes, individual partners can still come together and form a firm. And also the different firms can have dealings with each other. What happens to partnership deed after the admission of a new partner? Ms. Shrindi Revankar, once a new partner is admitted, we'll try to do the reconstitution of the firm. So you'll understand when we'll discuss the dissolution of partnership and dissolution of firm. Dissolution of partnership in itself is known as reconstitution of firm. So whenever a new partner is joining, one partner is leaving, the constitution of the firm changes. All right, Ms. Revankar? Yes, Ms. Ekta Kavari, then fresh registration is compulsory. Yes, Avinash Kansar, death of a partner does not require fresh registration. That's correct. They need to reconstitute the firm. Ms. Saima Khatun, that's correct. All right. So I think we don't have much of the queries right now. Okay, Ms. Ziba, you're talking about something related to Hindu and divided family. Where have you read this word? You can just refer your query related to which Burmese Buddhist are you asking this reference from? Okay, now section 38, those who really wanted me to repeat it, can a person be a partner in two firms at a time? Miss Priyanka, they'll have to see whether the restrictions or not. If he is partner in too many firms, then it's not required. If you're a partner in a particular firm, you will be legally doing the business with that particular firm itself. Now, section 38, children, revocation of continuing guarantee. I told you last time also that whenever there is any reconstitution of the firm, maybe by a death, retirement, or new partner is entering, whatever guarantee has been given to the firm, that also gets cancelled. So if guarantee means I have given you certain guarantee that, okay, fine, tomorrow if you don't make the payment, I will make the payment on your behalf. This is the meaning of guarantee. What is the meaning of continuous guarantee? Means I have given you the guarantee for number of future transactions. So the firm is maybe 10,000, next month 20,000, next month 30,000. So I stand as a guarantor and behind 10,000 ki guarantee, then 20,000, 30,000, all the future transactions. Any new partner is admitted in the firm, all the revocation of continuing guarantee, whatever guarantee I was giving to you, it will also come to an end. So whenever a partner is joining, retiring, or death is happening, whatever guarantee has been given to the firm, it also comes to an end. A fresh guarantee needs to be obtained. Okay, बस इतना ही इसमें learn रखना है. मैंने आपको last time भी I told you that it is hardly for 2 marks. Examiner can ask you this kind of question. So you simply have to remember this. Now let's quickly have a quiz time because it refreshes your mind. Answer me the first one. Partner by holding out is declared according to the express agreement or with the consent by giving notice in writing, or he represents himself as a partner. You need to send me the correct answer for this one. Plaintiff means the party, aggrieved party who has filed the case against the plaintiff means the party against whom the action is being taken. Ms. Sidra Fatima. Okay, the correct answer. All of you have sent the correct answer. 1D is the correct answer. All of you are correct in this one. Great. Only when he represents himself as a partner, when even he is not a partner. Okay, let's do the second one. Quickly read the second one and answer me. AB and Associates is an unregistered firm. It cannot claim set on, set off, set on and set off, none of the above. What should be the correct answer in this case? Mr. Ishan wished till the time they get themselves registered, till then they have to continue with the penalty. No, Ms. Ziba, then it's not required. Yes, Ms. Maheen, definitely they can make a new firm. Excellent. Second answer is 2B. All of you have given the correct answer for this one also. Great. So that means you have been paying attention. No? Sehajpreet Kaur, Swati, Ardinyo Biswas, Saima, Aditya, Divya, Megha, Stuti, Jia. All of you are correct. As per the expected view, the registration of firm is considered complete when A, B, C, and D. When is it said to be complete? Pritendya, set on was just given to confuse you. Set off means adjusting the things. Yes, Pala Sajjan Lakshmi, that's correct. Set off. Manivanan, correct. Sahiba, Tanish Mittal, all of you are correct. Vaishnavi Sharma, Divya Kumari. Now send me the answer for third one, children. And we have to complete resolution also. Hurry up. And then section 36 and 37 from mock test papers also. Remind me so that I don't forget. So the correct answer for third one is when court records or when the registrar files the statement and makes the entries. Excellent. That was just given to confuse you. Many of you have done 3D, which is wrong. 3B is the correct answer. Registrar files the statement and makes the entries in the register of firms. Ekta Tiwari, C is the wrong answer. B is the correct answer. Tanishka, D is the wrong answer. So B is the correct answer. He gives the notice of registration. Nowhere I taught you about this. So registration of firm is compulsory, optional, occasional or none of the above. क्या हमें कभी कभी करानी होती है, ऑप्शनल है, क्या चीज है? आंसर नंबर 4. सिद्रा, स्तुति और हिंदू विश्वास, अर्धेनु, वैष्णवी, महिदा, संजना, अभिनव, खुशी, अंकित, all of you correct. गुंजन देवी, हर्षिता. Okay, in true test of partnership, sharing of profits, Miss Saima. Good, now you have mentioned the relevant point that makes sense. All right, that's very interesting point. I'll explain you, Miss Saima. I have read your query now. Okay, so all of you are correct. 4th B, optional point is correct. So one of you have raised a query in the study material, page number 3.4, agreement where it is written sharing of profits. There is a small paragraph. What does it mean by sharing of profits? So I told you that sharing of profits is only a prima facie evidence and not conclusive evidence. You all agree to that. So he has given you instances, children. Simple examples have been given to you, whether this receipt of profit is sharing of profits or not. So number 1, I'm just reading from the study. It says, any amount received by a lender of money to persons engaged or about to engage in business. So if you're just receiving money before starting the business, it does not mean sharing of profits. If you're receiving money as an agent, as a salary, you're receiving a remuneration. Or if you're giving money to the widow of a deceased partner. Now let's assume ABC are partners. All of you have to answer me. Good. This is a great topic that she has reminded. ABC are partners. ABC are partners. A die. Now the firm needs to pay annuity to Mrs. A out of the profits. Obviously profits होंगे तभी देंगे. Can we say Mrs. A, B and C are sharing the profits? Yes or no? I have written the question in front of you. Annuity is being paid to one of the partner who has died, his wife or a widow or a child of the deceased partner. They are getting the share of profits as an annuity. Will they become partners? Can we say that they're getting share of profits? Yes or no? Oh, MD is saying it's like a loan now. Okay. Pratindya says, yes, ma'am. Absolutely incorrect, beta. Pooja Kumari Bhargavi. Correct. No, ma'am. They will not become a partner. No is the correct answer. I don't know where have you all gone. Nobody's answering me back on this. So obviously, you cannot say that this is sharing of profits. So the answer is no. Just by simply saying that they're sharing the profits, it doesn't mean that they become partners. You have to see the nature by which they are sharing the profits. Miss Sanjana, that's absolutely correct. No, because it's an annuity and not the share of profit every day. Absolutely correct. So Sonalika, Priya, Sitanshu, Sayyed, Majid, Lakshita, Priyanka Jha, Himanshi, Tanish, Keshav, Arshdeep, Aditya, Gunjan Devi, Sidra, all of you are correct, Swati Giri. So why? It means because only a legal representative is getting the money. He is not a partner. So this small paragraph is just trying to teach you that sharing of profits, if you're just giving a loan or just giving the money to an outsider or paying the salary, will not make you a partner just because you're getting the share of profits. In order to prove that it's a partnership firm, agreement, sharing of profits is there. And yes, mutual agency is also there. So another answer can be for this one. Is Mrs. A liable for what B and C are doing in the firm? Can we say there is an agreement between Mrs. A, B and C? Yes, because she made an agreement, annuity is being paid, she's sharing the profits of the firm. Is Mrs. A also liable? No, ma'am. She is not having any mutual agency relationship. Therefore, it's not a partnership between three of them. Samajh gaye? Important point tha. I hope you all have understood. Good. We have a very important question also, examination question based on this. Reconstitution of the firm. Now you can read these later on, children, because I have to start with dissolution. Let's start with dissolution and then we'll jump back to your MCQs. Yes, Ms. Bhargavi, good. Ms. Saima is also giving the answer. No, she's not liable. Good. So I hope now you have understood the point. Keshav Thakur, Sudhanshu Shekhar. Right, Chehal Soni, that's correct. Now, children, let's leave the query sessions. Come back over here. We are going to do a very, very important topic. Dissolution of firm, section 39. Dissolution of firm means discontinuance of partnership between all the partners of the firm. The relationship that was existing between the partners is now going to come to an end. Can you see जो दीवार के बीच में जमीन में दरार आ गई है, रिश्तों के बीच में दरार आ जाना, लड़ाई झगड़े, disputes. Now we are going to discuss about the disputes. They have started fighting with each other, they are blaming, and the wall is going to crack between the relation which we have built over the years is now going to come to an end. We are not satisfied further with our partnership relationships. And when such things happen, section 39 needs to be applied. The firm's business needs to be closed. It has to be winded up. All the settlement of accounts needs to be done. share of profits, capital repayments, and whatever balance is left will be divided among the partners and paid them back. This is the meaning of dissolution of firm. Let us understand the points of differences between dissolution of partnership and dissolution of firm. वो कहते हैं दो terms use होती है. One is dissolution of partnership, one is dissolution of firm. So till now, whatever we were talking, a partner is joining, partner is retiring, ABC were partners, D came, ABC dissolved, ABCD set up, ABC were partners, A left, ABC dissolved, B and C was formed. So everything, the relation of partners were changing. It was only a reconstitution of the firm. So dissolution of partnership has another meaning, which means reconstitution of the firm. Business is not going to come and end, only the constitution, only the number of partners are increasing or decreasing. But dissolution of firm is the final wind up, ending, khatam. इसमें पार्टनर आना जाना नहीं हो रहा है, इसमें बिजनेस ही क्लोज हो रहा है, बिल्कुल खत्म हो जाती है. डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ फर्म इज द लार्जर वर्ड. दैट मींस वी आर क्लोजिंग द बिजनेस. So let us understand the points of differences between both of them. It's a very important question. Examiner asks you directly also, 6 marks question can come, or he can give you a small story whether the partners are being joining, whether it is a reconstitution or dissolution of firm, comment. So in the comment, if it is for 4 marks or 6 marks, write the points of differences also. What happens when the firm is dissolved? What happens when the partnership is dissolved? So it says dissolution of firm means discontinuance of business in the partnership. Sara ka sara jo hamara business tha, that is being discontinued, means that is being stopped. So firm had 3 partners, ABC, and if the relation between all the partner ends, the firm is dissolved. कब होती है डिसॉल्व? जब हमारी बनी नहीं रही है, हमारे लड़ाई झगड़े हो रहे हैं, प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं, म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट नहीं है, फेथ नहीं है, कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं है, वी डोंट हैव फेथ ऑन ईच अदर, वी आर नॉट हैप्पी, वी आर नॉट हैविंग cordial relationships. It's better to close that firm. What is the purpose of doing business with so much stress level in mind? Now, if you're not happy, just leave it. Try to resolve the issues over a cup of coffee. It's not getting resolved. Better close that business. Okay. And dissolution of partnership क्या होता है? Dissolution of partnership means it does not affect the continuation of business. Here only reconstitution of the firm is happening. So 3 partners were there, D has joined, now new partnership is formed. Understand, children? Here we are just having a changes in the constitution of the firm. In dissolution of firm, we are completely ending the business. This will involve winding up of the firm and realization of assets and liabilities. Realization means sale of assets. Now, if you're closing the business, whatever furniture, whatever saman, everything is available in your firm, you will just dispose of, sell off, and whatever money you get out of those properties and assets of the partnership, you will use for paying off the liabilities of the firm. But if simply a new partner is coming, will you sell off the assets? Arey bhai, business kahan karna hai? We are not closing the business, we are still continuing. So here only reconstitution is happening. We only do the revaluation of assets and liabilities. Maybe the new partners bought some assets from home. So now let's evaluate, let's find out what are the real assets valuation as on date. So if you have done in partnership accounts also, whenever firm is getting dissolved, you do realization of assets and accounts. And whenever the firm partnership is getting dissolved, you make the revaluation of assets. You try to check on the date of dissolution of partnership, what is the value of the assets and liabilities on that very date. A firm may be dissolved by the order of court. Section 40 to 44 हम आज करने वाले हैं. Very, very important. Section 44 tells you when the court can tell you that it is important to dissolve the firm. Say one of the partner has become unsound mind. Business नहीं कर सकता, जैसे minor partnership में नहीं आ सकता. Person of unsound mind is not capable of doing the business with the firm. So in such a case, court will intervene and court will say that, come on, close your business. You cannot do firm, continue with the firm now. However, dissolution of partnership does not require court's order. Court is not going to come and tell you, hello, Mr. ABC, take Mr. D as your partner, or Mr. ABC, let's retire Mr. A now. So here court is not interfering. In dissolution of firm, court might interfere. Children, dissolution of firm will also require dissolution of partnership. Absolutely, yes. When the firm is ending, relation between the partners will also come to an end. But this may or may not involve dissolution of firm. You can still continue the firm if partners have left. You can still continue the business if partners are joining. You may dissolve the firm if the partners have died. You may continue the firm if the partner has become insolvent. So all admission, retirement, insolvency, death, expulsion, it is only a reconstitution. It may or may not involve the dissolution of firm. And dissolution of firm involves final closure of books. You are completely closing the books of accounts, setting the liabilities, all the repayment of capital, profits, everything is going to happen. Here, it will not require the final closure. Here, you only need to reevaluate the assets and you need to further proceed the same line of business. All right. So what are the modes of dissolution? हमने करा modes of registration सुबह. अब हम बढ़ रहे हैं क्लोज करने के क्या क्या तरीके हैं. रजिस्टर करने के क्या क्या थे? एप्लीकेशन फाइल करनी थी, रजिस्ट्रार ने एंट्री करनी थी, रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट देना था. अब हम पढ़ेंगे बंद करने के क्या क्या तरीके हैं. When you are closing the firm, what are the modes to be used? Number one, without the order of court. So section 40 to 43 tells you that we don't need court's order. We can dissolve the firm on our own also. And section 44 typically tells you 7 to 8 cases which requires the orders from the court in order to end the firm's business. Let us do these sections one by one. So section 40 to 44 tells you about compulsory dissolution, compulsory dissolution by agreement, compulsory dissolution, contingent dissolution, very interesting, dissolution by notice or by court. So let us understand all these points one by one. Number one is dissolution by agreement. Now, if we have decided to form the partnership by an agreement, then children, don't you think that the firm can also be dissolved with the consent of all the partners? So if A, B, C have decided to form the partnership and A, B, C now want to end the firm, we simply need to see whether there is any contract. If there is an agreement with the consent of all the partners, we can end the business as well. Dissolution can also be inferred from the circumstances like closure of business or final accounts. We can also see if the business is being closed. We opened up the business for a particular venture. Now that particular venture has come to an end. So by an agreement and consent, we can close the business. We can close the firm. So section 40 typically teaches you about agreement, how the partnership is formed by an agreement. It can also come to an end by an agreement. You don't have to further worry about that. ABC formed the partnership by having an agreement, and now we are signing the agreement that now let's dissolve the business, let's close the business. We can also do this by simply signing an agreement. However, section 41 is different. Section 41 is not talking about agreement. It's telling you there are certain reasons why it has become compulsory to dissolve the firm. It says at times such an event has happened which has made a partnership business unlawful, or the partnership in itself has become unlawful. Now, how does it happen? Let's read the example. A firm is carrying on the business of trading in a particular chemical and law is passed which bans on this trading of this particular chemical. So ABC associates were doing very good business and they were trading in a particular type of chemical. This particular drug was used in the medicines. Now, so recently law has been passed that you cannot use this kind of chemical. अब अगर वो chemical particular business ही बंद हो गया है, उन्होंने मना कर दिया, legally allowed नहीं है, unlawful बन गया है, तो आप मुझे बताओ, can you still continue that firm? If law has declared that it has become illegal, can you still continue that firm? Yes or no? No, very good. Shindi, MD, Priya, Arshdeep, Samriti, Manvi are the first one to send. Jyoti is asking, we have to learn all the points. Yes, definitely. They're so simple. You can give it a simple reading and you'll learn all of them. Absolutely correct, children. You cannot carry on this business. Now you have to do a compulsory dissolution. So the next question is, does it mean that ABC cannot do any other business? Definitely they can do any other business also. But as of now, since this business has become illegal, unlawful, they have to first dissolve the firm and then they can further proceed by setting up any other firm and do the business in that firm. All right, Tejashri, Shivangi, Sayyed, Majid, Saima, Madiha, Priya, all of you are correct, children, because illegal business is not considered. Samriti Maheshwari, absolutely correct. Yes, Ms. Ziba, you are also correct. Excellent, Bhavna Patel, Avinash, Anshita, Stuti, Gunjan Devi, good. Now, you have understood compulsory dissolution, so examiner can ask you such questions, and you have also understood that since the business has become unlawful, it has to be compulsory to dissolve. But if ma'am, can they do any other business? Yes, feel free to set up any other business. Dissolution on the happening of certain contingencies. Remember contingencies, contingent contract, contingent goods. You have been always listening from me the word contingencies. Something which may happen or may not happen. Section 42 tells you if the firm was constituted for a term by the expiry of the term. तो in short इसको हम क्या कहते हैं? Fixed partnership. लिख लो. Section 42 point number 1 is talking about the fixed partnership. We decided to open the firm for 5 years. 5 years ended, firm will come to an end. Point number 2 is known as particular partnership. We started the partnership for a particular venture. Venture ended, firm will come to an end. One of the partner died. Unless contrary contract. You were asking me in the beginning now. Unless contrary means if we have agreed otherwise that okay, fine, even if one of the partners die, we will continue. Then to you continue the firm. If we have not made any such agreement, then for once we have to dissolve the firm and then maybe we can start a new firm with the remaining partners. And if any of the partner is declared insolvent, you must dissolve the firm and then start a new firm of partner with the remaining partners. So subject to contract between the partners is again very interesting line. आपने और मैंने एग्रीमेंट कर लिया कि हमें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता चाहे कोई इंसॉल्वेंट हो या डेथ हो, हम फर्म नहीं डिसॉल्व करेंगे. तो फिर तो बेटा सब्जेक्ट टू कॉन्ट्रैक्ट मींस जो आपने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट बनाया है सेक्शन 42 को भी छोड़ दो, आपने उसके अकॉर्डिंग, क्योंकि पार्टनरशिप हैज गिवन यू द फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफ एग्रीमेंट. इफ यू हैव मेड दिस काइंड ऑफ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट देन वी विल फॉलो दैट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट. Otherwise, if it says subject to contract means apart from this contract, if we were silent about this thing, then if partner has died, dissolve the firm. Partner has become insolvent, dissolve the firm. Fixed partnership, dissolve the firm. Particular partnership ended, dissolve. समझ आ गया section 42 very very simple. Section 43 मेरे से ज्यादा मेरे स्टूडेंट्स को आता है. What is the meaning of partnership at will? Hurry up. Quickly tell me. We are having a revision also side by side. What is the meaning of partnership at will, children? Wow, Miss Lakshita, that's nice. No solution to reunion. Good. Partnership at will is the partnership where we have not fixed any term period, no termination of time has been fixed. So now we have decided to do the business as per our own choice. Agreement to do a business between 2 or more people. Okay, simply. So Sidra Fatima, correct. Where no fixed period is given. MD is correct. Putinda is correct. Gunjan Devi, Samriti, Chanchal, Ziba, Ekta, Sakaldeep, Sudhanshu, Sanjana, Soumya Bhatt is also correct. Priyanshu, Aditya, Darshan, fine. So all of you remember, where no fixed period has been given, it is as per our choice. Now, how will we try to bring an end to this? Any partner can communicate his intention for dissolving the firm by giving a notice in writing. So if A, B are partners, Mr. A will simply send the notice to Mr. B that, look, I'm enough of partnership we have done, let's close this. क्योंकि इसमें कोई टाइम पीरियड है ही नहीं, इसमें हमें किसी कंटिजेंसी की वेट करनी ही नहीं है, इसमें हमें कोई कंपल्सरी डिसोल्यूशन नहीं है, अनलॉफुल नहीं बन रहा है बिजनेस. It is only by, it's not even by agreement. Partnership at will gets dissolved by notice in writing. You have to serve a notice in writing that one partner wants to dissolve the firm. Notice has to be given, and the notice should give the date. Date of dissolution must be given in that notice. And if no date is given, then whatever date you have given the communication, that will be the date of dissolution. Say, for example, you gave the notice on 5th September. A said on 5th September, we are B, let's close the business. Let's dissolve the business. Then date of dissolution will be 5th September. If we send a notice on 5th September that let's dissolve the firm with effect from 10th September, then the dissolution of firm will happen from 10th September. So date must be given in the notice when you need to dissolve the firm. And now we come to the last topic of the day, that is section 44. All these A, B, C, D, E, F, G, I will be taking from the study material because there are too many points given in the study material. So let's go to the study material and we'll finish off quickly all the points. Now, children, firm can also be asked by the court to get dissolved. These are A to G, the cases in which you have to see what are the cases in which the firm gets dissolved by court's order. Insanity or unsound mind. Sabse pehla point, if A, B, C are partner and all of a sudden Mr. A has become mentally incapable of doing the business. Now, children, if you have become mentally incapable, unsound mind, something has happened to your health, mentally or not sound, you have become mad. Can that kind of person do the business? Definitely the answer is no. You need a good mental health to take decisions. An insane person who does not have a proper mind cannot do business. So law says in such kind of uncertainty, the court will declare the dissolution of the firm. However, temporary sickness is no ground for dissolution. चलो थोड़ी हंसी वाली बात करते हैं. ABC बहुत अच्छे दोस्त थे, friends थे, and they were into partnership. They were running business. Mr. A got very sick. Let's take the example of COVID. Mr. A को COVID हो गया, बीमार हो गया बहुत ज़्यादा. And we have been following the protocols in COVID, that 15 days isolation and taking all the medicines, but it was not very major one. It was a very minor one. And on 16th day, Mr. A was out of the room and he was absolutely fine. Can court come and tell you, let's dissolve this firm because one of the partner has become sick? One of the partner is not well. Can we get the firm dissolved with this? Law says ऐसे ही थोड़ी ना किसी को चोट लग गई, कोई बुखार आ गया, बीमार हो गया तो आप बोलोगे unsound mind हो गया. Definitely, when you're unwell, at that time, you don't feel like taking important business decisions. But law says just a temporary sickness will not demand for the dissolution of firm. It should be a long stability of sickness, then only such kind of dissolution can be ordered by the court. Not just because you just had a temperature yesterday, so now we are dissolving the firm. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता, ठीक है? Permanent incapacity. One of the partners met with a very bad accident and now whole of his body is paralyzed. So long-term permanent incapacity means बहुत ज़्यादा disability हो गई, illness हो गई. Again the same reason. Just because he sneezed, छींक आ गई उसको, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि बीमार हो गया वो कि अब firm बंद कर दो. ऐसे नहीं कर सकते हम. We have to see what is the intense, what is the depth of the mental health and physical health. On the basis of that, if he has become incapable of performing his duties, वो काम ही नहीं कर सकता ना. If he is paralyzed, he cannot do. Then firm needs to get dissolved. Misconduct. So both these A and B are related to your mental and physical health. So court can order if any of the partners suffering from such health issues. Point number C, D are dealing with breach of agreement and misconduct. Some partner is not behaving properly. Some partner is breaching the agreements. He's doing any kind of misconduct. What is the meaning of misconduct? He's guilty of conduct. He's not maintaining the files properly. He's not doing the business properly. Then other partners can simply go to the court and can request them that let's dissolve the firm because one of the partner is not behaving as per the nature of the business and it has having an adverse effect. His misconduct is having a very bad impact on the business. So it's better to close this business. So any such kind of misconduct where you are taking the cash home, you are not being truthful to your partners, you are committing continuous kind of frauds, then the other partners can go and request the court for the dissolution. Let's take the same examples in persistent breach of agreement. It says any embezzlement means any kind of fraud with the cash. Keeping erroneous accounts means inaccurate accounts. So embezzlement means fraud. Erroneous accounts means inaccurate. You are not giving the true picture of accounts. You are deleting the entries from the accounts. Say, for example, one of the partners is eating ice cream from the firm's business money every day and he's not making an entry. So आप पैसा चुरा रहे हो, चोरी कर रहे हो, accurate accounts नहीं दे रहे हो, ये गलत है. Holding more cash than allowed, you're trying to keep the more cash with yourself. Refusal to show the accounts in spite of repeated requests. Now I told you the general duty of partners, you have to access the books of accounts. All the partners have the equal access. They can open the books of accounts and can check. But one of the partners is repetitively asking, Mr. A, please show me the books, please show me the books, please show me the books. And this Mr. A, ignorant, मैं तो नहीं दिखाऊंगा. I'm not going to show you. He's hiding something. He's trying to conceal important facts. This is known as breach of agreement. Persistent means continuously, willfully you're trying to do these kind of things. In such a case, court will order the dissolution of the firm. Let's read the example number 3. If one of the partners keeps erroneous accounts and omits to enter receipts, कितना बड़ा घपला कर दिया, हमारी 1 करोड़ की रिसीट आई है, सेल हुई है और आपने अकाउंट्स में एंट्री नहीं करी, तो भैया कहाँ गया वो 1 करोड़? एंट्री तो करो ना. Omits means not entered. Or if there is a continuous quarrel between the partners, हर वक्त लड़ाई झगड़ा चल रहा है, फॉर्म में आप जाकर देखेंगे तो सिर्फ लड़ रहे हैं, disputes हो रहे हैं, quarrels हो रहे हैं. Quarrels means fights. I hope you know the meaning of all these terms, children. Quarrels means fights. Erroneous means inaccurate accounts. Omits means to not to enter. Omits means fails to enter. Okay. So now destroys the mutual confidence. It says this is not happening good. We are not having a faith on each other. So better the court will order the dissolution of the firm. Another point is transfer of interest. So point number C and D were totally related to your disputes and fights. Point number E talks about transfer of interest, where any partner transfer whole of his interest to a third party, or he has allowed his share to be charged or sold by the court in the recovery of land revenue areas due by the party. If you have just sold out entire share of profits that belong to you, either to the court you have given or all of the profits you have given to a third party, then also the court can order the dissolution of firm. So I told you section 29 has to be very carefully applied. Only if the other partners are consenting, then only you can transfer your share of profits to another and then he becomes entitled to receive that particular share. But if all of the share has been transferred and other parties are not consenting to it, then a firm can get dissolved by the court. Point F and G are also interrelated. Continuous losses. आप business कर रहे हैं, पहले साल में 10,000 का लॉस आया, अगले साल में 25,000 का लॉस आया, तीसरे साल में 1 लाख का लॉस आ गया, चौथे साल में 10 लाख का लॉस आ गया. अरे भाई रहने दो, बंद कर दो, बिजनेस नहीं चल रहा ठीक. What are you waiting for? Christmas? If you're having losses, it's better to order the dissolution of the firm. Okay? And just and equitable grounds are very, very interesting. Law feels, court feels that, there is a deadlock in management. These people, they cannot take good decisions. If your management is weak, if you don't have a good trust, loss of substratum means loss of faith. Deadlock in management means there is a problem in the management. You are not able to take proper decisions. A says, I will be the manager. B says, I will be the manager. So decisions ही नहीं लिया जा रहा है, कौन act करेगा manager. So deadlock हो गया, एक full stop लगा. Partners are not in talking terms. A इधर मुंह कर बैठा है, B उधर मुंह कर बैठा है, वो वहां सामने client आया, किससे बात करे? आपकी अपने ही लड़ाई झगड़े नहीं खत्म हो रहे तो कोर्ट बोलेगा भाई फॉर्म बंद कर दीजिए आप, कोई फायदा नहीं. ओके. एंड लॉस ऑफ subsastrum means loss of faith. So loss of subsastrum means loss of faith. If you have lost faith on each other, I'm not trusting you as a partner. You bought purchases from the market and I'm still trying to check. I'm counting the things again and again. I'm not having faith on you. In that case also, law feels this is just an equitable, means it's fair to dissolve the firm. It's better to bring this firm to an end. All right. Or if any of the partner is doing gambling on stock exchange, what do you use the stock exchange for? Stock exchange, you try to do business, investments, not for gambling. If you're doing any such 4 cases, the court can order the dissolution. So you have to remember these 7 cases where the court can order for the dissolution, and apart from without court order, these are the 4 cases where the court's order is not required and you can dissolve the firm. Now children, section 45 to 55 are very, very general. Let me have a sip of water. You simply need to give it a fair reading. And one of the questions, mode of settlement, is very important. Examiner has asked you twice in previous 5 to 6 years. So let us quickly do it. Consequences का मतलब होता है after dissolution what will happen. Subsequently means बाद में. Consequences means इसके बाद क्या होता है. Consequent to dissolution, what are the liabilities for the acts done after dissolution? So again, whatever money needs to be paid, whatever the third party shares were to be given, section 45 simply tells you that if there was no prior notice of dissolution, you have to protect the third parties who are dealing with the firm. In case any dominant partner is state of deceased partner, it says there are certain exceptions to this rule. That is, even where the notice of dissolution has not been given, there will be no liability for the subsequent acts. So, कहते हैं ये 3 partners हमने पढ़ा था ना. For a partner who is retiring, public notice has to be given. But otherwise, for a deceased partner, insolvent partner, and a sleeping partner who is not known, there is no need of giving any public notice. They are not liable, even if the firm has got dissolved. Rights of partners to have the business wound up. Section 46 simply tell you that it is the right of the partner to wind the business, to dispose of the liabilities and sell off the assets and make the payments. Whatever surplus balance बच जाएगा वो लोग अपने rights के according profits घर लेकर जा सकते हैं. Continuing authority of partners for the purpose of winding up. So whenever you winding up means you're closing the business. So whenever you're closing the business, your authority of partners will still continue till the date of dissolution. Now this mode of settlement of accounts is very, very important, children. Let us read what is the meaning of mode of settlement of account. It's given in my notes also in simpler language. You can learn it from there. Section 48 tells you in settling the accounts, following rules have to be applied. Number 1 rule, it says losses. If the firm had losses, then those losses should first be paid out of the profits, then out of the capital, and if any balance is still to be recovered, then the personal profits, personal property of the partners should be bought from home in order to recover those losses. So if the firm had a loss of 10,000, so that loss of 10,000 will first be adjusted from the profits of the firm, then the capital of partners will be used, and still if certain liabilities are left, personal assets. You remember unlimited liability? Profits को use करो, capital को use करो, फिर भी कुछ रह गया तो आप personal assets of partners को use करके compose कर सकते. And how the assets of the firm are going to be disposed? Whenever you sell the assets of the firm, first you will pay the liabilities to the outsiders. So पहला करम धर्म क्या है firm का? जो हमारे creditors बाहर खड़े हैं, हम अपना firm business close कर रहे हैं, we have to pay off all the debtors, creditors who are standing outside my firm, the third parties. Then we will try to repay to the partners in addition to the capital, any loan given by the partners. So second point, you can line down. Any loan or advances given by the partners should be repaid after that. Then you will pay back the capital of the partners. And if any residue means if any balance is left, it should be shared among the partners in the profit sharing ratio. So how will you pay the liabilities? Out of the profits, then capital, and then your personal assets. And what will you do? You have sold off the assets. How the payments needs to be made? First, pay to the third parties, pay back the loans or advances of the partners, repayment of capital, and balance is to be given to the partners in profit sharing ratio. Okay, so this very nice example is given. You can read it. Mathematical calculations can be applied and try to learn. And the last section 49, this is also very, very interesting. It says payment of firm's debts and separate debts. हमने फर्म का भी कर्जा देना है और आपका पर्सनल जो लोन था वो भी चुकाना है, आपके जो डेट्स हैं. How we have to do it? I'm using Hindi, English both. I hope both the categories are now understanding. Although my throat is settling down. So it says the joint debts due from the firm and their separate debts. Sometimes partners have taken certain debts for the firm. Sometimes firm has taken the debts. Firm is the collective name of the partners. So law says when you sell the property of the firm, first pay the debts of the firm and then if surplus, pay the debts of the partner. So for example, we have sold the property for rupees 10 lakhs. And there were debts of the firm to be repaid for rupees 11 lakhs. And partners had taken separate debts of rupees 1 lakh. So now what should I do? I only have 10 lakh rupees. So it says all of this 10 lakh will be used to pay the debts of the firm. But if I have sold the property of the firm for 20 lakhs, now I can first pay off the 11 lakhs for the firm's debts and balance 1 lakh. We still have 9 lakhs, right? So 1 lakh can be used to pay off the liabilities of the separate debts of the partners. Similarly, if partner's property is being sold, then you should first use for the payment of his separate debts, and if any surplus, then the debts of the firm. So for example, Mr. A has taken certain debts. He had his own debts of rupees 10,000. So now he's selling off his table from the home for rupees 15,000. So he got 15,000 on selling of the furniture that he has contributed in the firm. So out of this 15,000, first he will pay 10,000, his own separate debt, and then 5,000 balance can be used for the settlement of firm's debts. समझ आ गया? So firm की property, firm के debts पहले, फिर separate debts, separate property, separate debts पहले individual के, and then you will pay the firm's debts. बहुत simple question है. Section 49, examiner can ask you for 4 marks or 2 marks. How the payment of firm's debts and separate debts needs to be done in case of the dissolution. Now students, it's already 1 o'clock. I know I have to take your mock test papers as I promised. I'll try to take up as many as we can. Otherwise, in the next class, before starting company law next week when I meet you, I'll still try to take up 1 or 2 questions which I have framed, which I have decided to teach you for your mock test papers. But section 35, 36 मैंने आपको promise करा था, वो हम कर ही लेंगे अभी. Just give me a second. Meanwhile, I have seen you have sent certain queries also. Yes, Arshdeep, then it cannot happen. Persistent means regularly, consistently. Thank you, Ms. Rekha Sharma. No, Arshdeep, then dissolution is not compulsory. If just for 1 or 2 days partner is not well. Yes, Gunjan Devi, if he has become unsound mind, then it will come to an end. Yes, that is also correct. Yes, Khushi Kumari, it's completely open-ended, means it's as per the choice of your partners. Okay, children, now let's fatapat se do this and then we'll come back to the queries, okay? Continuing authority of the partners, Lakshmi, it means whatever authority to the partners has been given, it will continue till the date of dissolution. Whatever the assets, liabilities needs to be paid, whatever your contribution towards the third parties, it will still keep continuing. Okay, now where is my question that we have to do from here? All right, children. First, you can see question number 3. Those who were asking how many marks question, around 15 to 16 marks from Indian Partnership Act always comes in your exam. See what a general question they has given. What do you mean by particular partnership or what is a nominal partner? I hope you know both these answers, but you have to attempt one because it's for 2 marks. So 2 marks question examiner has given you. Particular partnership means partnership for a particular venture, and nominal partner who simply lends his name on the basis of his reputation, business is given to the firm. Business carried on by all or any one of them acting for all. अब अगर ऐसा सा क्वेश्चन आ जाए आपको तो प्लीज टेक अ वाइज डिसीजन एंड write all the essential elements. Here he's simply asking you about mutual agency. See, this is how they have sweetly answered it for 2 marks. इतना ही लिखना है बस. Those who keep asking me, ma'am, इतना ही लिखना है. His liability, he is mentioning about the liabilities. He is not entitled to share of profits, neither is investing. However, nominal partner is still liable to third parties. पढ़ा हुआ है हमने. Business carried on by all or any one of them act, you can simply write it in your own language about the principle of mutual agency. KD Kamath reference can be given. It really gives a good impression. And you should also give the contribution towards the other essential elements. Clear ho gaya? Simple questions there. And one descriptive question, where is that which I wanted to take? Okay, M, N and P are the partners in a firm. The firm ordered GR Limited to supply the furniture. P died. Now, M&N wants to continue the business in the firm's name. Firm did not give any notice about P's death. Is it required to give the notice? This line is irrelevant. We have learned that no notice is required to be given. Furniture was delivered to the firm after P's death. Fact about his death was known to them at the time of delivery. After that, the firm only became insolvent. Wow. Death of partner bhi aa gaya, insolvency bhi aa gaya. And the firm failed to pay the price. Please, children, tell me whether P's private estate is liable to pay the price of furniture, yes or no, without cheating the answer. First, tell me the answer, applying your mind. Ma'am, I didn't understand liability for the acts of partners done after dissolution. What you did not understand, Ms. Saima, you can send that. Sakaldeep, Paswan, I am not clear about the exact question you want to know from this. Thank you, Shivangi Ben. Even I enjoyed every bit of it. Thank you so much. MD is given the correct answer. Tanish Mittal, Sonali is given the correct answer. Let's see how many more are going to give the answer. So any acts of the partners done after dissolution, Saima, it means that till the date of dissolution, till the date it's not finally dissolved, till the date public notice is not given for the retiring partner, you will continue to hold the liabilities for which you have held. Okay. Any acts done before dissolution. So whatever was done before dissolution, you cannot say that now my firm is getting dissolved, I will not make to the payment. Your liability towards third parties still will remain. Very good. Keshav Kothari, Sakaldeep, Swati, Arhinnu, Viswas, Avinash, Shrindi, Sehajpreet, Sonalika. Correct answer you all have given. Arshdeep, section 49. Okay, we'll take it after this now. So let us quickly see the answers for this. And will it make any difference if they have supplied to the firm believing all the partners were alive? So let's quickly see how you have to write answers. All of those who have given the reference of section 35, excellent student. It is talking about the liability of the deceased partner. He is not liable for any acts done after his death. Remember, we did this example also from the study material. It is not necessary to give the notice. You have written that also. Therefore, since the delivery was made after his death, A filed a suit for goods sold. He will not be liable for the deceased partner's representative because During his lifetime, nothing was applied. सबको clear है? Example as it is study का example इन्होंने 6 marks question में दी थी. अब वो कहते हैं it will not make any difference even if you are not considering, even if all the partners are alive, because no notice is required to be given. So the estate of deceased partner will be absolved, means will not be liable. So in both the cases, your liability of the deceased partner will not arise. Why? Because death of the partner does not require any notice and the transaction was not happened during his lifetime. And section 49, those who were asking, section 49 is typically talking about when your personal assets are to be used, then you pay your personal liabilities first and then pay the firm's debts. And if you're using the firm's assets, that will be used for paying the firm's liabilities first and then for their separate debts. Okay. 3 subheadings. Which 3 subheadings, Bala Sajjan Lakshmi? Are you talking about your provision, facts of the case and conclusion? Yes, you can use that. First, give the facts of the case, and for conclusion, you will give for the question number 1, this is the answer, and for question number 2, this is the answer. Thank you, Ms. Anshuka. I hope now everything is clear, children, and we have tried to resolve almost all your queries in this session. In the next class, we'll try to do 1 or 2 mock test papers of partnership, because I still want to do 1 or more 2 question papers. And then partnership is finished now, it's complete. Your homework is to keep revising whatever we have done, go through your sale of goods, go through your partnership nicely. And now I see you next Monday for your Companies Act. All the best for till then. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you, children. Thank you, Sonali, Soumya, Sakaldeep. Thank you, children. Goodbye.